I want to talk about the Penguin, bro. I want to talk about the Penguin. All right, I was waiting for this right here breakdown. Now, bro, I want to try to put my thoughts in, sprinkling in as whenever I can, cause this show, DC cooked, bro. This show, ooh, bro, ooh, like, bro, I'm gonna save my thoughts in between in the video whenever it happens. But like, bro, this show was really good. This show was really good, and like, I like how it took a villain like the Penguin, who like really, when we think of Batman villains, nobody's thinking of the goddamn Penguin. We're thinking of the Jokers, Two-Face. Who else? Who else comes to mind? Scarecrow, even the Riddler, bro. Like the Penguin, he just that little fat, waddly dude with a top hat, a monocle, and the walking cane, bro. He dresses weird. You know what I mean? Well, they turned the Penguin in this universe into like a mafia crime boss who started as a Lyft driver and then worked his way up, just weaseling, conniving past people, doing whatever he can to save his own, like, bro. And like this was really good. And it's crazy how like DC, whenever DC makes something, it's either something really good, like, you feel me, the Batman, this TV show, the first Suicide Squad, and that's what was another really good DC? I don't know. Or they make something really boo boo, like, you feel me, The Flash. I'm not gonna lie, the Wonder Woman's movies, low key. The last Superman. You know what I mean? But hey, man, I just want to watch this explained. You feel me?
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Jessica Clemens, and this is a breakdown for
Hi, Jessica Clemens.
the final episode of the Penguin.
Where's that boy EA Voss?
This is the final episode of the series,
Bro.
unless we get a surprise announcement for a season 2. But most of us just assume the story will continue to the sequel of the Batman. The finale was.
We gonna talk about, bro. We gonna talk about.
Honestly, let's just get into it because
spoilers. If you didn't leave yet, cause spoilers, I say you need to watch the Batman, the Penguin. Watch the Batman and the Penguin. I remember the Batman. I ain't gonna lie, it's 3 hours long. Watch the Penguin, bro. I'm telling you, this is worth the watch. But I wouldn't binge it. You feel me? Like, I would say after work, when you like chilling, just put on an episode and then like, dang, that was a 5 episode. But like, you feel me? Don't binge it though. Don't binge it on a weekend, Saturday when you're alone, bro. You got jump into it. You feel me?
it was ridiculous, but it was also incredible. This video is sponsored by Squarespace, the all-in-one you can always find Penguin. A lot of stuff to pin. Square. It's very dreamlike, and you notice we're waking with Frances in a memory. In the memory, you hear Dr. Rush call out to her. In episode 2, when we're at Sophia's memory in Arkham, you could hear distant voices laughing and calling out to her, including Magpie's sing-songy voice saying, what's interesting here is that memory of the dream ended with Alberto being shot in front of Sophia in Arkham's visitation room. Not something that actually happened, but more of Sophia's nightmare. So can we really trust everything we see in this memory of Frances? Or is some of it being distorted by Dr. Rush? Something to keep in mind, just if we see Dr. Rush in the Batman universe going forward, his methods could just be fraudulent. We already know it's not ethical, but he's also just a bad doctor. Frances, after the death of Jack,
Dr. Rush was the most useless character in this movie. He really did not do shit. Like, he was just there to be there. I was so confused. Like, bro, he went from asylum doctor to being the Falcone's personal doctor. Then apparently he liked the Falcone girl. Then he stayed with her when she did her little uprising. And then like he's just torturing whenever they got Francine's mom or Frances. You feel me? Like he's just useless. I don't know. He's just weird. Bro, and then there was one scene when he was like tied up in a chair, and he's like, you done with me? Like, just
is not in a good place. We saw this when Oz made her dinner in the last episode flashback before going to Monroe's. We used the mirror to establish that this is a memory of the actor Emily Mead returning as a reflection in the mirror. It's a clever move to use current Frances, aka older Frances, in this whole flashback to really cement that Dr. Rush is forcing Frances to relive those memories. Also, I love these shots framed in a circle, Rex in the peephole, and the clock, of course. Yeah, it helps frame the point of perspective, but I also like it distorts and gauges our immersion in the plot. We're like Dr. Rush is just looking in or like a fly on the wall. And speaking of the clock, it reads reads 11:30 a.m., really cementing her depressive state, though I'm never up by 11:30 a.m. if I don't have to be. Rex does seem to care about
Not like y'all crazy, bro. I'll be waking up if I can 8 o'clock. If not 8 o'clock, I'm getting up around like 10 and 9:30.
Really does work for the neighborhood and actually
trying 11 o'clock's crazy.
Rex does a really nice thing, and he offers to pay for Jack and Benny's funeral, though she doesn't seem to want to have one. So where's the bodies at, Francis? Why don't you want to have a funeral? Later, spoiler, it's revealed that she knows Oz killed Jack and Benny, so that could explain why she just wants to ignore all of this in the first place. Francis says this goddamn line that it's horrible.
Oswald has always been so goddamn needy.
Some things never change. Then she shows Rex the yellow flashlight from the boys playing flashlight tag, so she knew he was lying the entire time. The reveal that Francis has
wait, when did she knew? Wait, so she caught the flashlight. Okay, damn. It's crazy because, like, now thinking about it, why didn't she immediately, well, I don't know. When did she knew that them boys was out of there? Cause she,
time what Oz did to Jack and Benny is crazy, but also this is where I get to say I was right. I was right for once. I said this in the last breakdown. What if he learned?
Oh, I didn't watch the last breakdown.
Boys, and she just never said anything and secretly despises Oz, which is why she's so mean to him all the time. Look, maybe it was an easy catch, but I literally said word for word what is happening right now. Francis knew. Now go back and look at every moment she went off on.
I'm not gonna lie, they had me. I did not know.
And just
honestly.
at him. Then Francis says this.
I could have saved them. They'd be here with me right now. But Oswald didn't want that. No, this is what he wanted. Me. All to himself.
And ultimately, that is exactly what Oz will have by the end of the episode. Francis locked away in a penthouse, unable to escape, just like Rapunzel. Rex explains that he wants loyal men.
Bro, it's a damn, bro.
This is exactly what.
Bro, and not even what's crazy, bro. Bro, he had the girl, the female in the who be taking care of all the women of the night. He had her dress up how his mom used to dress up. Have her hair the same way and talking about, oh, say you're proud of me. Oh, say I did a good job. Say I got you everything you wanted. Wow, his actual mother is in a vegetative state upstairs just staring out into, it's like, bro, it's crazy, bro. This man did a whole 180. Like, I'm telling you, I actually was like, I was messing with the Penguin. From 1 to 7, I was like, dang, bro. Like, yeah, he a bad guy. But like, bro, he just trying to do everything for his moms. He want the lesser folk to have a chance compared to the rich folk. You feel me? Cause like, I was like, bro, he at least giving somewhat jobs out there in Crown Point. He turned the lights back on. Like, obviously it was for his own agenda, but like, he still did it. You know what I mean? He got the crime families rhyming together to take down the rich folk, and you feel me? And I was like, you know what? I'm kind of with it. I'm like, shoot, I might ride for Oz. And then
Oz ends up doing to Vic. Remember, he knew that Vic's apartment block got destroyed. He mentions this when they first meet, so he probably had a pretty good idea that Vic was without a family. His advice to Francis is to cultivate the devil in Oz, who may go on to do great things and give Francis a good life. The great tragedy here is that betting on Oz got Francis absolutely nothing. Her house he put her away in is basically in the same shape as the apartment, and the Crown Point one is even worse. The only nice house he got her was the Gigante house in the last episode, which she was a prisoner of. Rex immediately is like, I could put Oz to work and make him a killer, or I could kill him myself. And I don't know if that strengthens or weakens the case that Rex was possibly Oz's dad. I think it swings in the way of not Oz's dad, only because later Francis and Oz take another dig at Oz's dad, and why would you do that when Rex is actually like right there the whole time? At this moment, you see they perfectly recreate the scene from episode 7 with older Francis, or maybe they just shot the scene on the same day because that would make sense and it's easier to do. We're at Monroe's again. The singers performing Let's Face the Music and Dance by Irving Berlin. This song was written for a film called Follow the Fleet, which just like the last episode's film Top Hat starred Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire. Also, I will never get out of my head the way that actress says Ginger fucking Rogers. I say it all the time to my roommate now. I'm gonna tap dance on your grave like Ginger fucking Rogers. I love her. She's amazing. It's crazy revisiting this location knowing that Francis originally brought Oz here to meet his doom. What we're seeing in this Monroe's episode likely took—
Bro, I'm not— bro, the whole— let me tell you who need to win like awards for their acting performance. That mom, she was acting her ass off. Oz, Colin Farrell, literally getting in 4 hours worth of prosthetic makeup. he deserves an Oscar, bro. Cause like, bro, I knew he was a bad dude, but I was like, dang, I'm still rooting for him a little bit. He deserves an award. Who else? Low-key, I low-key want to give it to Vic. Now, I might be biased because I messed with Vic. He was cool. But, like, bro, the way Vic was, like, stuttering, and Vic did a really good job, too. Vic was acting. I thought Vic was, like, a little slow, but he was acting, too. He deserved it.
Placed before the scene we saw in episode 7, where Oz and Francis were slow dancing. In episode 7, Francis made this demand of Oz.
You have to promise me that you're gonna make something of yourself. I don't know how else I can live with this, Oswald, but you'll make me happy, because I deserve a happy life, don't I?
That has a whole extra meaning now that we know Francis was making that demand after basically allowing Oz to live even after what he did to his brothers. She keeps telling Oz that he's gonna ride home with Rex, and he's just so happy to be in Rex's chariot. Little does he know he's probably gonna get shot in it. It doesn't happen though, so good gracious. The red lights flash and we see Dr. Rush and Sophia reminding us that they're watching. And if we don't visit this horrible technique that Rush is doing again in the Batman universe, I'll actually be really sad because I kind of like this kind of storytelling.
It's the only thing that the doctor did. Just freaky red lights going left and right.
Actually, holds on to because he gives her Alberto's necklace. This is like Oz's superpower. He knows the perfect time to give you a rousing speech and spectacular promises. But this is probably the first person in Francis' life in a very, very long time to be really on Francis' side and to genuinely want to make her life better with seemingly nothing in return other than her love. And I think that's actually really interesting because we don't really know her motivation. We know that she loves her sons and her baby daddy isn't really in the picture. She works really just for her kids. So wanting a better, extravagant life to me wasn't really on her to-do list, or at least shown in a way that it was for Oz. We saw that he envied the Falcones, and we saw that Francis lived for her boys. This is why, again, to me, Francis was asking for the impossible of Oz, and she knew it. She knew he couldn't do it. Francis then says, "You sound like your father." When Oz says, "I've got plans on how to make money on the side." This is the most Oedipus thing that Oz has been doing the entire series. He's trying to replace his father. He wants to be her provider, keeper, and protector, and it's so fascinating, but not in a good way. Also, this scene is so horrible because Oz says, "Tell me what you want and I'll get it." And in that shot, in that frame, it focuses on Rex in the background looking at Francis, and baby, she wants you to die. She wants to kill you. Oz rises and blocks Francis' view of Rex. The singer starts "Please Tell Me Now" by Billie Holiday as Oz asks his mom to dance. This was the song Oz and Francis were dancing to in the flashback last episode, bringing this scene full circle. Francis then makes her choice, setting a lifetime of pain, suffering, and secrets between her and her son in motion. The dramatic orchestra then blares, and then we cut to the Penguin logo that pops up. This jolts us from the flashback. Vic races into Crown Point with the gang leaders in tow, but of course, we know he's already too late. On the wall, we have a bunch of Easter eggs. Old Mayor Don Mitchell campaign posters.
Oh, I didn't see the Easter eggs.
Over it. Don Mitchell's running against Bella and the Batman, who also died in the Batman. Also on the wall is the Riddler's logo, as well as "No More Excuses" and "New Plan." You can also see a poster for Gotham Renewal Corporation, which was one of the Falcone's front businesses. Fronts as in, for money laundering. It was founded by Thomas Wayne after his death, though crooked cops and folks just used it. There's also a poster of a silhouette of a police officer with the phrase "protect or abuse," and with the GCPD, it's definitely more abusing than it is protecting.
Protect or
also,
abuse.
Another Riddler symbol.
Where's Gordon?
Gotham's new face.
Is this
in episode 1? There was a QR.
Oh yeah, Gordon didn't even show. Isn't Gordon like a black man in this?
May still be locked up. His movement continues on. Vic gives a very Oz-like speech, telling the gangsters they shouldn't let the Gigantes walk all over them. But he doesn't quite have that Oz magnetism though, and it all falls flat. But this is another example of Vic taking on Oz's mannerisms and shows his loyalty to Oz, just like Oz showed to his mom. It's also, a glimpse of Vic growing into Oz. I'm not trying to play devil's advocate, but these folks only know what they see, which is that Oz is giving people jobs or trying to help the community in some way at least. So Vic sees good in what he's trying to do. Hell, Oz thought he was a good guy too, but that's the thing, no one's good in Gotham. So Vic's still headed down a bad path regardless of the good we see in him. Exhibit A. Here at the next scene, Link kind of saved Vic's life here. However, it also sets up that Vic is getting through to Link, which can domino effect later like Oz did during the Gold Summit. He is becoming Oz. We're now at Monroe's with Sophia. The sideways shot reminds me of Oz.
I'm not lying, bro. Sophia, bro. People was talking about Sophia, bro. Sophia, that was her name. Sophia Gigante.
The scarf reminiscent of the noose poetically is linked to her heart, and I love the symbolism. She's metaphorically just kind of killing herself.
Bro, someone said Sophia kind of reminded him of a Cat in the Hat a little bit.
Symbolism, empowerment, and women.
Low-key, I did see
when
it.
I see people wearing red bottoms, I shudder. It's money, it's badassery. She's having a full-blown moment. Also, Oz has come full circle. He was tied up in front of Sophia in the first episode, and now look at him here, tied up in the last episode too. Look at us.
Dangling out and everything.
This whole concept of psychological
this scene was really good.
Straight physical torture is honestly
bro. Oz, he was willing to let his mom die to keep the truth sealed. Like, that was, like, bro, he would rather not, he would rather let the person he was protecting his whole life. Well, I don't think she was going to die. I think she, like, I'm pretty sure in the scene, like, they were just going to cut off her, like, her finger, but he would rather have harm come to his mother than tell her the truth. Like, that's how thick in that man's, that's how, like, sealed this lie was. He was like, nah, I'm gonna literally have this lie become my truth. Talking about I didn't kill.
Something
Bro.
Sophia knows all too well after spending those years in Arkham. She knows how to torture, but unlike the normal torture methods, she knows what the outcome is.
It was crazy, bro. When the mother said that, like, I already know, this man was like,
she just wants to hear him
what are you
say
talking
it. So Crazy just knows crazy. That's when Homegirl pulls out this cigar cutter, also from Oz's apartment, if you remember from episode 6. This scene becomes unbearable. Even Sophia can't believe that Oz is going to let her cut off Francis' finger rather than admit the truth, and she kills
that's what
her
I said, bro.
So to look bad in front of her is pretty bad. The look on Oz's face after Francis says she knows. Oz knows it's all over now and things will never be the same. You can see him quickly running through the last 40 years of his life just trying to come up with another lie to get out of it. And him being this bad of a pathological liar is insane. He's just delusional, but he also isn't because he knows he's lying. He knows he killed his brothers. Francis then says this horrible, wretched sentence that needed to be said.
You're a disappointment. You're a waste of space. I wake up every goddamn day sick that I'm your mother.
God.
I should have let Rex kill you when I had the chance.
God, bro, I'm sorry. And then she stabbed him too. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That like, oh, I'm not gonna lie, he deserved it. But at the same time, like, hearing that from your own mother, like, oh my God, he deserved it though. He deserved it, but like.
Stabs him and then says, "You're the devil. You're the goddamn devil." And these are the last words Oz will ever hear from his mother. Ooh, take me out. Throw me out of this series. Ooh-wee. And then she sees him as young Oz, not the monster she created. And she also sees Jack and Benny finally returning to her, dripping wet. And we hear the
there's a when she lost her mind, bro.
Monroe's, and then Francis has that stroke. Oz uses that hidden super strength that I don't think we saw this entire series and breaks free from his bindings. And I'm so mad Oz gets out of every freaking situation. It's almost like we need a guy in a bat costume to take the law into his own hands and deal with this. There's also something symbolic about the last time we saw Oz and his mother inside Monroe's. He swore to protect and take care of her, and she wanted him dead. Is it irony that she's now stabbing him and he's bleeding out while saving her from flying bullets? It's like, hold a mirror up to yourselves.
I mean, but like, y'all forgot though, he doesn't know yet. I'm wait till go.
He's just using drops on the street outside Monroe's. At least he's staying loyal to Sophia and not using Oz's bliss, and then he's dead. He gets shot right through the eye that he just put the drops in. I like how the blood splatters on the camera lens. It reminds me of Saving Private Ryan. The blood splashing on the lens make the audience feel like they are right in the middle of the action. The song playing right now before he dies is Message of Love by Craig Brown, and nothing loving is happening in this moment. We also see outside Monroe's Bar 8 Billiards and Lounge. This is a reference to 8 Bar from the Batman the Brave and the Bold, and Bar 8 from the comics.
Bro, I remember that moth villain.
Socialize, and they had an 8-ball
I specifically remember that moth villain from Lego Batman, the first one.
Dream scenarios that you could just use some magic tool that
is this an ad?
to choose how many people.
Oh, that's an ad.
It's conscious of uses from in the comics. It's also for the rich. It's where the rich naughty people are. At the hospital, Oz is stapling his own gut. I don't think I can show this. I don't think I can show you.
That was a fire scene though.
And he's a tough guy, but he won't even tell Vic that his mom stabbed him.
Honestly, the male in me believes that I can do this.
And he just sucks.
I feel like I can do this. If I had like a big like gash in my stomach, I think I have the strength to like just like staple. I think I can do that. What he did, he just poured that alcohol like in the cut. Like, that's gonna be like a little pain. And then like, nah, I think I'm pussy. Nah.
Look at me again.
Now, one thing I can't do is like when people be like stitching themselves without. Nah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bitch.
Back at Sophia's place, Sophia gathers the gang in this room that so many pivotal moments in the Falcone Gigante home has become. Sophia says this.
Thank you for making the trip across the bridge. I know it's a hike.
We just saw Vic driving into this madness to rescue Oz from Crown Point, while the others abandoned Oz and drove over to the ritzy Bristol Township, far away from the seedy Crown Point, to meet with Sophia, who they now see as the one with all the power. I love that Donnie Boy Sullivan leader of the Sullivan crime family, jumps when Sophia sits down with her Hendrix gin and olives. She's the hangman, and they're all just kind of scared of her. I think part of what informs Sophia's decision here is what happened with Gia last episode. She doesn't really have what it takes to stay in power. That is, she can't really bring herself to kill a child or have that child sent to Arkham to shut her up. So she knows that it's time to get out of Dodge. And also, I'm not sure she even really wanted to run this crime family. It's just the life that she was born into. Later, outside City Hall, Vic's on the phone with Link,
and people was calling Sophia the hangman too. Like, hold on. Let me talk about Sophia, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about Sophia. Like, low-key, Sophia didn't want none of this, bro. This was all because of her father wanted to shut her up for not saying nothing about, like, doing all the thing to, like, the women and her own mother, and like, and then she killed someone in Arkham Asylum. Then that's what really solidified the hangman. And then she just went with it, and then she started doing everything for Falcone, or she pulled up the Falcone mantle, switched to the Gigante, and then once he realized that, like, you know what, bro, I really don't want this smoke no more, bro. I just want Oz. I just want all the pain to come to Oz. And then, bro, she tried to set up to get out of town, and then eventually she met Oz, bro. And what's crazy, bro, Oz didn't even kill her. He sent her right back to Arkham, bro. Like, that's what's really crazy. Like, he didn't even give her the satisfaction of death. He sent her right back to where it all started. To the point where, like, she went full circle. She did not make any progress. She just went right back to where she was, bro. And, like, bro, that was evil, bro. That was evil. What's crazy is, bro, I should have been rooting for Sophia.
We're gonna see what side Link is on soon, but at this moment, when I was originally watching it, I was like, Vic, he's gonna kill you. Inside City Hall,
I was thinking that too. I was thinking like Link about to do Vic sleazy.
Alan Wayne, who in the Batman comics is an ancestor of Bruce Wayne, who in the 1800s was one of the men responsible. Alan Wayne, who in the Batman comics is an ancestor of Bruce Wayne, who in the 1800s was one of the men responsible for the construction of modern-day Gotham, as shown in the 2011 comic book series Batman: Gates of Gotham. In that story, it's also confirmed that Theodore Cobblepot, an ancestor to Oswald Cobblepot, worked with Alan Wayne shaping Gotham City, even serving as its mayor at one point. Is Oz looking at a portrait of a long-lost relative? I don't know, but I really highly doubt it. Oz looks at the plaque for Bella, who we saw in the Batman. She was running for mayor against Don Mitchell Jr. After Don Mitchell Jr. died, she became the mayor-elect. She still has the plaque that says mayor-elect, so I think she officially hasn't been formally elected mayor yet. She makes a cameo later, I assume trying to clean up the explosion and coordinate relief efforts. Councilman Haiti makes a return. Oz lets him in on what happened at Crown Point. Oz tells him Sophia Falcone blew up the Bliss Lab, which, you know, is true, but tells him it was run by Sal Maroni. With his back against the wall, Oz has turned to the most powerful gang in Gotham City, and it's the government, baby. That's always been what Gotham is about. Haiti is suspicious, but Oz finds a way to hang all his actions on a war between Sal and Sophia, even the death on Nadia and Taj. Though his plans always go belly up, this one's pretty slick. Was he thinking about it since day one? I don't know. I don't want to give him that much faith, but I'll get into it soon.
He is slick,
this
bro.
Is what Sophia
that was good behind
the
playing.
Entire series. It was an actual plan. Sophia takes a moment with her father's watch. We saw Alberto show Sophia this watch before he gave it to Carmine for his birthday.
Pop's gonna lose his over it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Because it's old and expensive, like his favorite child.
Sophia hastily gathers the clothes from Carmine's closet and carelessly tosses them on the bed. An interesting juxtaposition to how she carefully walked through her mom's closet of clothes, adoring the items and taking some for herself. That's when Where Did You Sleep Last Night by the Sleigh Bells start playing. This is an old American folk song, but I think it's probably best known to millennials or people under millennial age.
I don't know the song.
It was performed live by Nirvana, where the song was named In the Pines. Maybe
am I a millennial?
To the Batman film, which
I'm a gen. I don't remember.
Sophia then burns down her mansion, and I guess that promise that someone could have it is out the window. This outfit she's also wearing is stunning. She looks like him from Powerpuff Girls.
Nah. Sophia was always she always put that shit on.
Out of her burning
her outfits was
all red outfit like a figment of the devil herself. I just love her entire being. She also finally burns down that portrait because she's done with this family and she leaves. They're now at the hangar.
But Sophia never wanted this light though. She never wanted to be this badass, but she
kind of like they did Sal Underground last
turned into it.
The light is coming behind all the gangs, and it's nothing but blue light on Sophia's team. All the while, Sophia is wearing this red number. So in contrast, it actually complements the color scheme. Red, known for confidence, love, and passion, while blue represents sadness and isolation. She's dealing with all of the emotion.
Sorry. What'd I do?
Welcome back to New Rockstars.
My fault.
I'm Jessica
My fault. What was that?
But in this moment, it's Vic that understands. Squarespace.com for
free
trial. Oz looks at the plaque for Bella. Councilman Haiti makes a return. Oz lets him in. burns down her mansion. And I guess that
I don't know what that was.
The lighting in this scene is so nice. We should have known immediately that this was a setup because they lit Sophia kind of like they did Sal underground last episode, wearing the passion while blue on. They're back in the car. It's just like old days, and they're listening to this song. I'll put it down here because even in the script we wrote, I don't know how to pronounce it. The song is the daughter singing to her father, begging him to help her marry the love of her life. And I believe the version they're listening to is this one by a Spanish opera singer. Sophia dejectedly checks the door, already knowing that it wouldn't open because the child lock is on, and she's trapped again.
This nigga smiling like a evil ass villain he is.
To turn. They just wanted to be more, just like Oz. I love Sophia, but this is the reason why I'm kind of on Oz's side just during this debacle. The rich versus the poor, but also the working versus the ruling. They all want a chance to be at the top, and I think Oz is giving them their best option, a chance to fight for it, which she could never really do, or she just doesn't know how to do. I love how Sophia is rolling her eyes at Oz's speech. She spent 10 years in Arkham because of this man, and she understands, but not in the same way they do. They may have both been hurt, and they both have wounds, but their wounds are different. And Sophia calls it like she sees it. Oz, man of the people, my ass. He's not a man of my people. Then we get this scene, which is very similar to the scene from The Godfather. At the end of The Godfather,
just all the underlings is rising up.
Killed at once. They did a similar thing in Breaking Bad when all the informants were killed in prison at the same time. Sophia looks on at the bridge in the city lights. We saw Vic driving over the same bridge earlier based on the angel statue on the top of the arch. This scene reminds me of Oz and Vic in the first episode, where it seemed like Oz would just kill Vic because he didn't need him anymore. This whole moment from the city lights going blurry to the helicopter light shining bright in her face is just chef kiss. It's revealed Oz has framed Sophia again, though she did.
I'm wondering how the hell that big waddling fat ass got out of there so quick.
I'll say that's the difference between Oz and Sophia. Sophia's not really a criminal. She's not good at this job because she's doing it out of revenge, not money, not power, or a purpose like the rest of the criminals in Gotham. She's just mad. So it makes sense. Unlike Oz, she never thought, what if I get caught for killing a family or for blowing up this entire poor neighborhood? Back at the hospital, we get this scene.
The son of the king. What you worried about?
Except we know now that Frances really wanted was to be taken care of following the murder of Jack and Benny. Oz always thought it was about her wanting him to succeed.
Bro, and you know what's, bro? And like, bro, episode 5, 6, or 7, one of those, she literally told this man, like, hey, do not let me reach that vegetative state because I do not want to be, what she said? She said this verbatim. She said, I don't want to be one of these dumb broads staring off into the dentist, foaming at the mouth. Bro, she literally so like, hey, if I ever, she said, kill me before I ever turn into that. And what did Oz do? He kept her, just like it's so, like, bro, this man is villainous, bro. He literally did everything she did not want him to do, just so he could prove to her that he can get her in that sweet penthouse with the view. And
really, she ended up being just as selfish as he was. They are both deeply, profoundly selfish people.
I mean, yeah, that's true
all
too.
For her, but that was a lie too. He's always been looking out for numero uno, himself. I know I talk about it a lot, but the lighting in this scene is similar to when Oz was repairing the generator by lantern light. This hospital room is weirdly just too dark, and Vic is literally in the shadows, and our beam of light highlights only Frances's hospital bed, like an angel or the innocents. When they want these villains to look redeemable or honest, they light them with these really white bulbed lights. When they're struggling to find that honesty or truth, they're still dimly lit, but cast half in shadows, which we see now with Vic and Oz.
Alright, I'm gonna talk to it already, bro. Vic, bro! I knew it was gonna happen. Bro. Vic was too much of a likable character to last the whole show. Bro, and I thought what? Episode 7, I don't know. There was one episode where I was like, nah, bro. Vic's gonna die. And like, bro, you know, bro. Oh, bro. Bro, that one episode when he had the decision to either stay with Oz and like work up this crime family business or go with his little childhood friend to just start a new life, and I was like, bro, if I was in that situation, bro, and Oz gave Vic such a profound speech. Y'all like that word? Such a profound speech about, hey, do you want to be like your father, working a somewhat decent job, just getting by, or do you want to have a chance to make millions, live in that sweet penthouse by doing what I'm doing? And like, bro, it sucks because, like, bro, that man Oz gave such a great speech that I would have turned back and slid for him too. I would have too. And it just sucks. And another thing I saw that people's like, oh, the Penguin, you're truly evil for this. Like, and I look-y understand why Oz did it. Cause like, bro, he want to be secure at the top with like no loose ends, no way that like someone can hurt him eternally. Cause like his mom is a not can't think straight anymore, and Vic was talking about you like family to me, Oz, and like what did Oz say? He's like, this time you can't come with me, and then he just suffocates him, bro. And like I understand, cause like, bro, he can't have no more loose ends. He doesn't want to be in the same predicament where the enemy captures someone he loves and like, now I gotta save him because I love him too much. He's like, bro, this man is literally has no emotion. He has no one. And like, bro, it's just, bro. I knew it was going to happen to Vic. I was just like, dang, bro, when is it going to happen? And then they gave me that one slither of hope. They got to the end. And it's like, dang, bro, Vic gonna be right behind Oz Cobblepot, bro. I'm gonna be so mad when they have to go against him in the Batman. I'm gonna have to be like, dang, man. And then Oz did it. He solidified himself as a demon, as the villain. And bro, R.I.P. that boy Vic, bro. You should have got on the bus game, but you was money hungry, dude. You wanted a chance at a better life, and you fought. There's no way you could tell, bro. There's no way you could tell, bro. There's no way you could tell,
Oz
man.
and Vic have come full circle too. One of their first scenes after dealing with Alberto's corpse was hanging out by the river where Oz was going to shoot him. And he kills him by the river in the end, strangling him to death. Noah kept saying Vic was gonna die and not make it out of this season, and he was right. Him struggling in his fancy new shoes, Oz realizes that he absolutely cannot be on the top and have people he cares about in his life.
Yeah.
Vic told Graciela on the rooftop the night of the flood he loved looking at the city skyline and kind of getting it from the bottom view now. I disrespectfully, horribly, and unfortunately understand why he did this.
That's what I'm saying. I understood too. I understand. And it sucks. It's like, damn, bro, you did it. Why the... I understand, though.
To me, it doesn't hurt any less. I really love Vic, but we just witnessed every single mob boss murdered by their own versions of Vics.
That is true. And plus what I said, and plus, yeah, every single underling, like, eventually killed their superior. So
If Vic keeps growing in his gang business, which he will, the city will swallow him whole. He'll become a Link or an Oz or a Donny Boy, and he'll always have that leverage on Oz of knowing his weaknesses. This is why Spider-Man never shows his face. To protect those he loves, you can't let them know your weaknesses. The part that's ridiculous is the ease it took him to do it. He's just completely unfazed. But when you think
what's crazy? He took the money out Oz. He took the money out of Vic's wallet through his little his driver's license in the river.
Vic, he was always yelling at him or berating him. We only felt what Vic was feeling because we saw the other sides of him that Oz never really cared to see. Though I do like they solidified he's a bad guy, and he always has been and he always will be. Y'all know I love a good villain, and this year I got Agatha being Agatha and Penguin being
Penguin. I didn't watch Agatha, bro.
Damn, they're just straight up villains.
I don't watch Agatha,
look
bro.
who's back working at Arkham Asylum. Dr. Rush, happy to be in charge again, not getting tied up, or maybe he just loves being with Sophia 24/7. Sophia then gets a letter from Selena Kyle. Catwoman.
I did not know they was half twins.
For Falcone as well, so they definitely have a lot to talk about. And the black envelope that is delivered is honestly just a great touch. I think this is also just nice in general because Sophia did care a lot about her brother.
And she didn't peep the Batman still at the end.
But also would visit her in person. So if she treats Selena like Alberto, she'll get her version of Alberto again. We see now Oz has the top floor apartment that he promised Francis he'd get her, sporting a tux, top hat, and a purple Rolls Royce. He's completed the Penguin look. The building Oz is walking into says the Crown. Some of the lights are burnt out, so maybe Oz recently bought or acquired this building, and maybe it's still in Crown Point since we can see the view of Gotham. A single tear falls down his mother's face. Low-key, this ain't what she wants. She never forgave him for killing his brothers, but also, this ain't a penthouse. This is just a really nice attic. He then says this.
I know. It's everything you wanted.
Chilling. Also, I'm remembering that Francis asked Oz to kill her if she was ever like in this
That's
state.
what I
So he's
said.
clearly not even following through with that promise. The song now playing is If This Is Goodbye by Margaret Whiting. And then what we see here is Eve, and she's wearing the same dress Francis.
Yo, she was wearing the same. Oh, he literally, bro. I thought it was a similar outfit. He did as put her in the same attire. Yo, this nigga's disgusting. Bro, she ratted him out too. Oh,
wore to Monroe's when she was going to kill Oz. He asked her to tell him that she loves him and that she's proud of him.
Bro,
But
she
one
got
thing
on
he
the
wanted to
same
hear his mom say at the
earrings?
hospital. The finale is creepy, eerie, and traumatizing. Last episode I mentioned all these relationships with Oz have always been transactional with women. If it's money, but also emotionally. This is the final pretty bow on his sick, twisted villainous story. He wins. The bad guys will always win in Gotham. There are no winners. Even in Batman, he's an illusion of a hero. Vigilante justice is just a fantasy, especially in Gotham. This scene seems only creepy, but it's just so fascinating because when you really break it down, there's a lot of different layers to it. He's found random bits of expensive things, chandeliers, candlelights, random pieces of art, though it's all misplaced, so he's making an effort to try to fulfill a fantasy that he's made it when he hasn't. We see Eve dressed as his mother from the night at Monroe's. We've gone back to this memory 3 times this season, in episode 2, 7, and 8. This moment, with a very intimate closeness with his mom, was so important to him he chose this scene to act out. Eve, who has betrayed him and hates him rightfully for knowing what happened to her girls, is now dressed as Francis, ordered to say nothing but sweet things Oz has always wanted to hear from his mother. We don't know if Eve has had to do this before, but by her actions welcoming him, it feels like maybe? Either way, she wouldn't know this is a memory of Oz with his mother, so there's truly no harm in doing this. She's hired to dance with him and be intimate. Nothing's wrong with that, but what's wrong here is Eve is in the position where she can't really even say no. You can see it in her eyes while they're dancing. Oz has put Sophia away, killed everyone. The last thing she can say is literally no. It's also still Gotham. There's no fairy tale ending. She's still a sex worker in this universe who's never fought for, so at the end of the day, staying quiet, grabbing a few bills after dancing with the devil and going home is a better deal. Then thank God we get the bat signal, late as it always is. And then that's it for the Penguin.
Bro,
this
such a
series
good
needs
series,
no
bro.
explanation. Truly,
Such a
it was
great
great. I had
series,
such
bro.
a fun time. It was a roller coaster of emotions and spectacles. I'm so glad we're entering a new phase where villains are just villains. They're bad and they can't be
bro.
redeemed. Penguin
Yeah,
is a
bro.
bad
You know what? I am tired of this whole trying to make the villain likable and stuff. And like, bro, I just want a little nigga that's evil from the jump. And bro, you know what I hate? They had me messing with Oz 1 through 7. I was still like, I knew this man was bad, but I was like, I kind of mess with him. And then he just made a full-blown evil, bro. This is a good series.
As a bad
This
guy
was
in the next
good.
project we see him. Also, if Colin Farrell isn't nominated for an Emmy for this role,
He needs one.
I don't know
He
what
needs
I'll do.
one.
I'll blow up a tunnel. I'm joking.
He needs
Okay,
one.
I'm joking.
4 hours of
Comment
prosthetics.
down below your thoughts on the finale.
He didn't have to do
Follow
that,
me,
but
Lunar
still.
Clemens. Subscribe to all 3 channels in the new Rockstars network.
Bro, you know what really secured it? If that boy Colin Farrell put on 200 pounds, so he can be the Penguin. You know what I mean? But I guess it's a cheat code, if you feel me, taking all the, you know what I mean? But nah, bro, this was amazing. A great series. If you haven't, hopefully you didn't get spoiled. Well, you did get spoiled, honestly. I don't know why, you feel me? But like, yeah, bro. Watch the Penguin. That's all I gotta say. Watch the Penguin. Watch the Penguin.